from 88 units to 94 units. We only built that over 5 to 7 acres of land, no elevators, one story only, with 4 to 6 courtyards, because we want the best of the best for our seniors.
Nice.
We want them to plant vegetables and flowers and, and so forth, and go out to putting green and waterfall functions and, move around. Like in Punta Gorda, I was there last week. I was so impressed with the landscape. Looks like landscape was there for many years. That's how mature trees and plants, we put money to bring them in, and inside we have restaurant. We do 3 meals a day, cook to order meals. Our chefs and junior chefs prepare them, and snacks, and in the bistro and all that. Then we have movie theater in our thing. We have salon. We have a spa, full spa, walk-in tubs and everything and all that. We have got billiard rooms. We got grand pianos in ours. We got meeting rooms, sunrooms, private dining rooms, you name it. And then we have 88 to 94 total number of units. And it's got 20% in the memory care side, and the rest 80% in the independent and assisted living side. So that's what we are building, brother. And that's what we are building all over USA, because we have perfected the designs and everything. It's not rocket science. It's not, but we can build them so cheaply. Lenders tell us, Vinnie and my partner Shahidji, they say, guys, how could you build it for 16 million? We just okayed it for 23 million with another operator, right? So we have economies of scale. We have our own general contractors, and we have done it many times, 39 times. My partner has done 39 times. I'm doing 7 with him, and now I'm going to do 7 every year. And even 10 maybe. We are ready to really take off. Yeah, sorry, long-winded here.
No, it's all good. It's important. So the real estate investor in the world needs to be able to evolve, pivot, and adapt and change, particularly in times where the economic climate, the lending parameters are changing.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I think back to the old days when Phoenix, there was a big foreclosure rush and people were down at the at the auctions downtown Phoenix, and eventually there were so many people there that they couldn't make money there, so they started wholesaling, they started doing other things, and if you didn't switch fast enough, you were left without any money and back in corporate America. Now, what I'm seeing as a trend for a lot of sponsors, they've been in this value add multifamily space for the last 7-8 years, and they have been doing very well. But in cities like Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, it's getting very challenging when something comes on the market to compete with 40 other buyers on a multifamily. And this kind of trend is making it so that people have to, sponsors better said, are having to go into new areas of multifamily where they can make money and provide profitable margins for their investors, right? So they're saying to themselves, I can no longer find and compete with all of these institutions that are buying multifamily, with all of these other sponsors that are coming out of the guru programs, and they're all putting offers in on these deals. So what they're doing to pivot and adapt and evolve is they're going into assisted living, they're going into heavy lift, they're going into development, they're going into student housing, and maybe leaving multifamily altogether and getting into self-storage or RV park syndications or mobile home park syndications. Now, I've seen that you have started to move in this direction because there's this huge tsunami, and it allows you to make money for your investors, which I'm sure they're very interested in doing, along the fact that they trust you. But tell me, is there a difference when you're communicating to your investors? Do they need to like if someone was to say to you, Vinny, I've invested into a bunch of your deals. I've never invested into an assisted living. I understand multifamily. I've lived in an apartment. My friends and cousins have lived in apartments. You take care of the residents. Very easy business model. But I don't understand this regulations, this, like you have to have certain people on staff and you're building this thing out. And then I don't even know if you're holding it or keeping it. Why should I come into this, or what do I need to know about getting into this so that I am properly informed to make the transition from being a value add passive investor into some of these different asset classes that you're now offering? Is it a hard sale? Is it a sale at all? Are you just educating?
I'm so glad you're saying that, brother. Vinny's an engineer at heart. I'm a logical person. So I try to put myself in their shoes, right? I've been giving them cash flows. They are happy. I've been meeting them every quarter, going over the PowerPoints and all. So I had to be really at peace with me to make sure that I put together my whole program. First of all, the need driven, the graphs, the charts, everything about senior assisted living and memory care, why this is the right place to go. Secondly, I had to show them that, I cannot give you cash flow from day one. I cannot, because it's dirt. So literally in my PowerPoint, I put dirt in the first year. I'm telling you. And nobody questioned me at all. Nobody questioned it. They say, oh, yeah, I understand, Vinny. Yeah. It's going to be, I said, yeah, we're going to get the permits and this. Now we start building it. So second year, we're building it. So no cash flow. Building is not occupied. There's no income, no revenues. They agreed to that too. So it was very easy for me. Third year, I said, guess what? We're going to start paying you, because now at 70% of the build structure, we hire the leasing people and executive director and all that. We start leasing. I'm so happy to say we are 50% leased already in my Hampton Manor at Punta Gorda, Florida, where I just came from last week. We are not even open yet, brother.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
We are not even open. They gave us $5,000 deposit. These 40 people, 200,000, and it's a 4,300 per month. And they showed us that they have money for 5 years to live in the Hampton Manor. 5 years. So we actually do a financial due diligence and medical due diligence on our, residents, right? So that's where my model is. So when I shared that with my investors, I raised 16 million. I still remember in COVID, I started in 2020, right then when I started with the new projects, and 16 million I raised within 2 months. Less than 2 months. I mean, first 4 million was raised in 3 days, literally. My next 4 million was raised another.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinnie Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinny and Bo show. Please also look at that. And also the podcast, which is my apartment syndication made easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you. First 4 million was raised in 3 days, literally. My next 4 million was raised another 3 or 4 days. And then next month I said, okay, I need another 8,350,000 for 2 more projects. So money raising is very easy because people can see that there is a strong need. And then the other part, if I may tell your audience right now, Ruben, is that I've been chasing value adds, brother. C plus class, of course, early years I did C minus also, and then C plus, then B minus, then B plus, all that. But then I showed my investors, these are going to be built brand new, A++. So your money is getting invested into brand new building, which will have zero deferred maintenance because we got brand new, every air conditioner, roof is brand new, parking lot is brand new, all units are brand new, everything is brand new. So we are investing, this 16, 17 million I'm putting in, for construction and equity. And they are the best of the best buildings. So deferred maintenance is zero, concessions are zero. In this assisted living senior care, there are no concessions. Delinquency is zero. What? I mean, we collect every dime every month within 4 days because our seniors are living and they have a way because of their families helping or their house, reverse mortgage, or they have the nest egg, or they have, savings and all that. So there is no interruption of payments at all. And then the best part is, are you ready? It's the camaraderie. Because these are not apartments like all over the place buildings and people go to work and come back and then sleep and go back. These are the people, residents get to know each other. And, they're watching a movie together or playing cards and billiards and this. So it's a activities resort. Actually, that's what our motto is, to spoil the generation that spoiled us. They gave us so much, and this is their golden years of life. So we want to give them the best of the best, service, food, make sure that their weight is increasing, not going down. And we love that. I mean, we celebrated birthday of 101 years age of our resident over there in Michigan. We are Hampton Manor. That's our brand, hamptonmanor.co. hamptonmanor.co. So that's where, and my goal is to build maybe 100 to 200 of these babies, in the next few years. And,
that's awesome.
Thank you.
So there's no secret that the American public loves convenience. They love to have the new stuff that makes their life as easiest as possible. And people will pay a premium for this. So when you give somebody a brand new building with technology incorporated, with restaurants, with communities, with all these things, it's so much more appealing than going and renting from some place that's 30 years old. That's the truth. So I can definitely see why people really are moving into development, whether that's assisted living development or vertical multifamily development or build to rent subdivision development. Right. But let me ask you this. When somebody says to you, I was there in the 2008 and 9 crash, and people that were developing all of a sudden lost their pants. And I saw buildings downtown and in other places that were just vacant and halfway through construction, and they sat there for 3 years. I see that the lending parameters are changing. I don't know what's going to happen in 4 or 5 years. This development's going to take 5 years. How do you make me feel safe, Vinny, if you're going to develop that you're not going to all of a sudden in the middle of it, because of factors out of your control, be in a situation where all of a sudden the lending stops, the lending parameters have changed, and you can no longer finish your project? How do you answer that objection?
I love it. This is the best question. Ruben, first of all, we have 6-part process. My partner and I, we buy the land, location, we do all the studies on our dime. We do everything, the ordinance changes, everything is all done, takes us 9 months to do it, and then get the construction loan, brother, beforehand. We don't take a dime of our investors' money at all. When we are ready to put the shovel in the ground, that's when we get $4 million come in, and then we build it in 11 months. The baby is born. We are such a short period of time. Punta Gorda, we built it in 10 months. 10 months.
How did you get through the entitlements that fast?
Oh, no. It took us almost 12 months to get the entitlements and the permits. But when we put shovel in the ground, it took us only 10 months. 100 workers working, 100 workers. During COVID, working in Florida for us because we give them good money, right? And we have our own general contractors and we are our own, everything is internally. And even when we do the leasing and our personnel, 25 people at every site we have for 88, units, we have 25 full-time people. What? That's right. And we are vertically integrated. That's what I've been doing all my life is systems and making sure even the apartment buildings, when we bought, we were fully integrated. My 5-person, the accounting department, the HR, the regional managers, all that stuff. I love that. So that's what we are doing in assisted living.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. I want to ask you this too, because this is very interesting to me. Because when we're selecting a market to do build to rent,
yes,
there's some markets, secondary markets, the cities, they want to see you create affordable housing for the communities, and they move you along the entitlement very quickly. And when we as capital raisers and general partners are trying to get our investors the greatest return possible, if we can build in a short period of time,
yes,
it makes a lot more sense for everybody versus a long drawn out process.
Sure.
In our case, we don't even raise capital until the property is already entitled, which gives us a distinct advantage.
Sure.
But in terms of market, there's some cities like Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, where they also need affordable housing, but there's so much on the plate for these city planners that they can't move you along very quickly. Do you select markets? I want to talk about this. In the selection of your markets, do you go places where they can move you along the building process very quickly?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. See, the thing is, our seniors are moving from the cold weather into Florida, of course, Carolinas, into Texas also. We are coming to Texas next year, maybe later part of this year. And St. Louis, then Arizona, then Portland, Washington, all the places, right? We are also finding seniors want to live near to their grandchildren. Wow. So that opens up even more avenue for us, but we are going to not jobs. That's what I was chasing. We are going to serene locations, retirement, smaller communities with the ponds and lakes and golf courses where we can buy the land near to the hospital. And the hospital has to be within few miles of our assisted living, so there are stipulations. And then we meet with the building department and the mayor and all of them to share our plan. This is what we want to bring to you. And we have been really greeted with open arms. Wherever we are going, they say, yes, we will get it through faster for you to start building because our community needs it, because our seniors are moving out to other places to go to a nicer community. We would love this one in our place, in our town. So that's how we do it. We find locations, do capture rate studies. We study the competition. Like you said, Ruben, 33% of all the assisted living, residential and others are old. And I shouldn't say the other word, dungy, but the key thing is they're older and they don't have the facilities like we do. And other people too. I'm not alone in that game. Right? A lot of other great people are there. And thanks to them that we are paving a great way for our seniors to enjoy, for reasonable price. 3,300 plus the caregiving and all, which includes everything except their cell phone, by the way. That's all. Everything, transportation, food, lodging, ADLs every day, care, 24 hours of care, prescription giving, all that. Everything is taken care of for them.
My goodness, what a fun conversation so far. We haven't even been able to get into the other asset classes because we're having so much fun talking about this. We have to move into the lightning round, which is one of my favorite parts of the show. Since you recently came on, I'm going to need to ask you some new questions. So let's see what I have in my little bag of tricks here. How about we start with this question? Favorite aspect of being a podcast host?
I love to really share knowledge, right? As a podcaster, I want to dig deeper to the interviewee, who is there as to who they are and, what's behind, what ticks them every morning, why they are so excited. So I try to get into it, their game, their specialty, and then ask questions on that.
I had a great time being on your show, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Name a charity that you'd like to see have a greater impact.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing so many great, great things for charity water is as anybody wants to donate clean water for the world. And that is www.Chopra/charity water. I'm building some schools in Africa. I've done some other, my wife and I have 2 charitable organizations in Cambodia. We are helping, all over. So we love to, and Hunger right here behind us, where we live in Contra Costa, seniors, we donate every month to them automatically. So, it's good to really give.
That's amazing. All right. How about this one? See if I can catch you off guard. Name an irrational fear that you have.
Irrational fear. I think, I have not done bungee jumping. I want to do that. My son has done it. Neil has done it. Then I was with Luke Wren. Actually, last week, I want to shout out to brother Luke. Luke Wren was actually business coach for Tony Robbins, and everybody knows about Tony Robbins. I'm so privileged to have him in my life. He says, Vinnie, I'm privileged to have you in my life, but we are just we are having so much fun. And Rebecca Lewis, fitness, her, they're both together. And then I met with Rory Waden and also met with AJ Waden, brand name. They are marvelous people. So the key thing I found was that they're doing this Everest climbing. What? Everest climbing. So you climb different mountains and total you climb more than the Everest. So I would like to somehow do that. Somehow, I don't know.
Sounds fun. If you go bungee jumping, you got to put that video on Facebook.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
All right. Favorite aspect of being a dad or a husband?
I love kids. Neil and Monica love. They are our pride and joy. And of course, I've been married 42 years. We are going this weekend. My anniversary is on April 3rd. And we are just going to be in the city for staying the night. Every night we are booked at top restaurants and time spending, and they live nearby to us, 45 minutes away in San Francisco and Oakland. So we are very proud and humbled that they grew up just a great citizens,
All right. Favorite childhood memory?
Oh my gosh. Childhood memory. Are you ready? I wrote it in my book also. My mom used to give me 5 rupees. That means at this time, $1 is 70 rupees, by the way, right now. Back then it was like, I think 5 rupees was $1. So she'll give me $1 for the month as my allowance, pocket money, right? And I would drink a Coke once a month. That's the only thing I could afford. And a piece of pound cake. I still remember that. I'll go to the vendor very close to where we lived in Moti Bagh, India. And that was my highlight.
That's fantastic. I love that. Okay. What do you do to elevate yourself in terms of creating greater success?
I like to really say that I can do this and this and this and this and this and this and give me more and this and this. So right now I'm into so many things, from crypto to Ethereum. I just got into another one, Rune, I think. And then of course, Bitcoin and all, that's one side. MedTech, I invested angel investor into that one. Another IT company, my partner, took one company to NASDAQ. I'm with Cloud Defense Securities in there.
Wow.
What? And also, I just invested in ATMs. I'm so proud of it. I just invested today into something I just found out last week from Brother Luke, and I met with Ian Punkner, with the digital website realty or property. So I'm buying these 40 websites where they're going to nurture and build these, and then they sell the leads. I'm into all these things along with real estate, and we just selling our one Hilton Garden Inn, but buying 3, then building. And then my academy is doing really well. My 3rd book is coming out, and podcasts and all the shows. So, I didn't cover everything. I think a lot more is going on in my life.
I know we just don't have enough time for everything. I could sit here and talk to you for another 3 or 4 hours. We should seriously get on stage for 6 hours and teach some of this stuff. We would be
Thank
great.
you.
We'd be a good combo, I bet you.
Thank you.
All right. So what percentage, this is going to be the last question, and I'm pretty sure that you can answer this very well. What percentage of your success revolves around mindset?
99%. No, I shouldn't say that. I think I'm a product of my teams, to be truthful. I'm just the face in the front, but I believe in systems and having great people around me. That is the real key. It's not Vinney Chopra. It's the whole structure, the team, my vice presidents, my confidants in all my companies I own and all these things. But the big thing is, it's what you give as direction and the mission and the vision, and carrying out that vision is what it's all about. You got to think big. You got to really get down to the nitty gritty and then open up the space and let people take care of themselves, chart out their ways. I don't like to get on their way. That's the thing, I just want to prod them. Just be a cheerleader. That's all. You just a CEO should be a cheerleader. And they need to just get the right people in place and let them go and use it. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Thanks for entertaining us on that part of the show. Once again, that's been a lot of fun. I got to give a quick shout out to the Capital Raiser Nation. Thanks for tuning in. Please leave us a 5-star written review. Shout out to my company with Andy McMillan, Legacy Acquisitions, and to our sponsors, Good Egg Investments, Syndication Pro, Kate and Patel, and Jerome Myers. If you're looking for a capital raiser coach, I invite you to go work with my coaches at therealestateaccelerator.com or hang out with somebody like Vinnie, who's got his own multifamily academy, and let them, give you a helping hand on your way up as you scale in this capital raising game. Vinnie, how does the audience get a hold of you, my friend?
Oh, thank you. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Vinney Chopra, Vinney Smile Chopra. My website is vinnychopra.com. On Amazon, you could find my 2 top sellers, international top sellers. I just rewrote my second book, Positivity Brings Profitability, brother. And I just got the hardcover now. Wow.
Yeah, congrats.
Hardcovers are out there. And then my book on positivity also got the new look to it and everything. And also new audio on that just got uploaded, I was told. So thanks for reaching out. And if I can be of any help to you, please reach out to my team and myself. And I value your friendship.
All right. And so your wife was not satisfied with the original version of your book. Is she happy now?
I think so. She says, you've been, a positive guy. We've been married 42 years. This was last year, right? She had 41 years. I said, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't like. She liked my first book, this one, Apartment Syndication. She said, second one. So I had to get back to work. And then I worked on it for about 9 months. And now the baby's born.
That's fantastic. Any last words of wisdom for the aspiring capital raiser out there trying to scale their business? I
would say that, please, what you're doing is perfect. What you're doing is, but put some pizzazz to it. Put some really great slides, like I mentioned in the show, some really creative ways, and look through the eyes of the investor. What are their fears? What is going in their mind, so that you could find out what's going to be the points that they're going to really like you to explain and educate and so forth, so that they feel comfortable with you to give you their money. And I'm so proud that, we have 430 investors or so now, and I can't even get my own investors' money because I sell out so fast. And then now we are minimum is 1 million. What? In my projects now, $1 million, brother. I can't believe it. And some people are ready to put 4 million also in my deals. So
I believe it.
It's crazy.
Man, that's fantastic.
It's crazy.
Okay, cool, man. So we're going to sign off here. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll say goodbye to our audience on Facebook, but you and I are going to chat a little bit because we got some more stuff to discuss.
Sure.
Thank you once again, man.
Thank you, Ruben. What a great man. You're doing great job for all the great people. You bet.
All right. Thank you.